This is Christian Staples with Arctic Spas, and we've developed these tutorial videos to help you answer your questions about your Arctic Spa 24 hours a day. So every once in a while during the summer, we get customers that call up and say their spa is overheating. So the first thing to remember is that the Arctic Spa is designed to utilize the excess heat from the motors to heat the water. So as we go through that filtration cycle, that motor is going to be running and it's going to be generating heat, and the natural process is the water draws the heat away from that equipment, keeping the equipment running cool, but in the meantime the temperature of the water does go up. So when it gets really warm during the summer, sometimes you run into where it's actually going hotter than what you want it to be. The other thing to keep in mind is that the Arctic Spa is really designed to run at 100 degrees or above. So if you're trying to run it down into the 90 degree range, the Arctic Spa just is simply not designed to be able to maintain that temperature, especially when it's 100 degrees outside or something like that. Everybody always comes and says my heater's stuck on or the heater's always going. That is not the case. It's actually just the natural process of how the Arctic Spa is designed to be able to utilize that excess heat. So if you're running into this where your spa is actually running hotter than where you want it to be, keep in mind also that the spa is really designed to run at 100 degrees or above. So if you're trying to turn it down to 90 degrees or something like that, the spa is just really not designed or capable of being able to maintain that temperature, especially during the summer months when it's quite warm outside. So the first thing that we recommend doing is to turn down the filtration cycle by 1 hour per cycle. So when you go into the filtration settings, there's two settings. There's the FD, which stands for filtration duration, and then there's also the FF, which stands for filtration frequency. So the one that we want to adjust is the FD. So the FD, instead of being 2 where we normally have it set at, meaning that 2 hours for each filtration cycle, we're going to adjust it to 1. Okay, to adjust the filtration cycle settings, we want to go to the settings button here. So we're going to take and we're going to press that down, and then it will say set on the screen. If you have an Epic model, you'd actually hold down pump number 5 for 5 seconds, and then it would say set. Then we go through the settings. We're not going to adjust anything else until we get down to where it says FD. So that stands for filtration duration, and we have it set for 2 hours. And like I said, we want to turn that down to 1 hour. And then you press it again. The FF, the filtration frequency, should be set at 4. And make sure that's set correctly. And then at that point, you're just going to press that settings button again, and then it will start the filtration cycle up. So also, in some extreme circumstances where the filtration cycle setting adjustment does not work, you may need to upgrade to a louvered door. And what this does is it allows the excess heat generated by the motors to vent to the outside instead of utilizing it to heat the water on the inside. And this would be something that you would just put on during the summer, and then you would take off and put back on your regular door during the winter.